let you up. You fucking touch me, I'll fucking you up.
Let go of him.
I'll let you go. Not fucking around. Not fucking around. You good? You calm the fuck down? Play this fucking game.
What's happening, fools?
What up, fools? I love that exasperated.
Shit.
yeah. That's
You should be the one doing that, getting in brawls.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, but that's very recent as of this episode. That actually happened last night.
The cuts are fresh.
The cuts are they are. I had to put an alcohol swab on my knees, my knee cuts. Buddy, woo, it's been a long time. Yeah, because like when you're a kid or you're a teenager or whatever, you're used to like riding skateboards or playing football or basketball. You hit the concrete, you get a scrape. Oh, I gotta clean it out.
I used to like getting cut. I used to get like a bad knee cut when I was in like 5th grade.
Yeah,
and I'd be like, man, that's awesome. You know, it would hurt a little bit, but you'd be like, that's awesome. You know, it'd be like all bloody.
Dude, I used to be so almost impervious to pain as a kid that my parents worried that I may be a serial killer. Like
mentally deficient.
Yeah, like a fucking Jason Voorhees level psychopath.
He's missing a chromosome, honey. I'm telling you.
Yes. The knife went in his hand and he hasn't removed it. He just keeps laughing at the wound. Like it's like, and now I'm just like, I mean, it's been years, literally. I would almost say a decade or more that I've had to like a big wound, not like a little like paper cut or something, but like a big like concrete scrape type of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I got 2 of them on my knees, and I was like, oh man, I was just like, oh, here we go.
And wearing jeans too sucks when you have a cut because the denim rubs.
Oh, I got bandages, bandages on.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was no way I was gonna wear. And it sucks because I think I ruined a good pair of pants, and that I think I got an extra elbow drop on the kid because I knew he was fucking up my pants.
Yeah. We should put the clip of the fight in the beginning of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
The audio.
Oh my God. That'd be juicy. But I mean,
speaking of pain,
yeah,
our topic is dating.
Yeah. I mean honestly, it's not like we were going way off tangent because when people date, you do a lot of dumb things in the name of dating, and some of those are sometimes in fist fights. You know, I've seen it where guys get drunk and they're like, "Who's that talking to my girl?" And then it's like, and next thing you know, they're.
Have you ever been a jealous type in a relationship?
To some extent, yeah.
Yeah.
To some extent. I mean, it's when you're
to the point where you get physical. Like, will you be like, will you fight someone in a bar for talking to your lady?
No, it just got to be context to it.
Yeah.
There's got to be context to it. I had a past relationship where there was like infidelity issues. And and then it was like because
that's like a different level, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, but it's still. I mean, it's in the same vein. It's just like jealousy is derived from lack of self-esteem in the individual person.
Yeah, and fear.
So you're like, if you really cared about yourself. If it came to the point where you're like, if you had to worry that much about that other person being with other people, then don't be with that person anymore. Like that's where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Whereas in my 20s and shit, I was like, who's that guy? That guy's got to die. You know, like he's gonna kill him, die. He's gonna kill him dead. You know, or whatever.
You're sling blade.
Sling bladed.
I'm gonna kill that guy and get me some French fried potatoes.
There's a dead body and I'm just eating curly fries. What was his last words?
That's a good one. Sling Blade had sex with Angelina Jolie. I think around that time frame, right? Yeah. That's so dumb.
Oh yeah. We just turned into like a cruise ship comic from '95.
Yeah.
That's killing.
I thought we should just reformat as a Jacksonville morning radio show.
Oh yeah.
Morning shock jocks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
BZ and the scooter.
yeah, Scooter and the Bug.
Scooter and the Bug. Hey guys, it's the Bug. Don't squish me. Come on. Honk, honk. Like sound effects and shit.
Yeah, they're like smushing on a windshield.
Yeah. Smack.
Yeah. Dating. Yeah. So, have you? You mostly lived and dated around here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Your adult life.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I dated a person. There was a girl in Tampa that I had a thing with. It was more of a tryst.
Brooke Hogan.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, brother. What you gonna do when I drop this mediocre dick on you? That's terrible. Oh yeah, this is right now. There's some cruise ship comics like, oh, this is awesome. The greatest thing that's ever heard.
Subscribe.
Yeah. No, but but I mean, all in Florida at least.
Okay, so
mostly Jacksonville, but all in Florida.
Primarily Florida girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a level of crazy.
I've only dealt with one, and I think I don't know. They're a handful.
I mean, it's the environment, man. It's when you're. It's like cats from New York. People that live in New York in the city, and they're hardened, and they become because the city is hardened.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like that. Like when you're used to dealing with, basically people who really need therapy. Abound. There's just
a whole state
that needs therapy, and they're not even. I understand therapy is expensive. That's why I don't go to therapy. But I also, at the same time, I do things to try to look inside me and try to better myself outside of, because there's aspects of whatever's going on in my brain that I don't think therapy can help. I think drugs or whatever. Yeah. I need psychiatric drugs to fix, like if you can go to therapy all you want to, but it won't fix depression, like clinical depression. That's you're gonna need mood stabilizer or something, so what I do outside of the drugs,
I wonder how you figure out if you're clinically depressed or if it's just like, because I feel like most people are range of happy to sad. Is it you feel a range of happy to sad?
I feel I'm almost worried about going to therapy or seeing a psychiatrist
just to get an actual.
Well, because I don't want to find out I'm already more damaged than I currently am.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be like if I was
It's also in their best interest for you to be more damaged or for you to stay around and talk to them longer because they get.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that thing either.
I would have a healthy distrust where I'd be like, "You're making me out to be worse than I am," or "Am I that bad?"
Or also, I have this weird paranoia, and I've talked about this on stage, but I don't know how to make it funny. But I don't like the idea of therapy because I don't want some fucking therapist gabbing about me to her therapy friends.
Oh yeah, they get 3 bottles of wine each.
Yeah,
and a couple of Vicodin.
Can you believe this fucking pussy's scared of lightning?
He's huge. Yeah. He's huge and he's scared of lightning.
Fucking wasp. He does.
You want to see a picture? I got his picture here.
Look at this guy. This guy's afraid of a tiny wasp. He Usain Bolt whenever a wasp nest is kicked around. But yeah, dating is a nightmare, especially in Florida, because you have whole bunches and bunches of undiagnosed mental illnesses falling in love.
I feel like really nowadays it's got to be a lot harder to date because there's with dating apps. I mean, I was dating when there's dating apps, but it was still I kind of settled down. It wasn't too long.
Yeah.
With it, but I feel like if you don't, it's like the paradox of choice, like the infinite amount of choice.
Yeah.
Where I feel like it's like paralysis, where you could get into a mode where you wouldn't be able to choose, or you'd be scared to.
It's like when you're hungry and you're trying to decide what to eat.
Yeah, or you can't decide what to watch on Netflix. Yeah. You're just flipping through a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And everything looks bad.
Everything looks bad or everything looks good.
Yeah.
Depending on how horny you are.
Or you watch one for 15 minutes and you're like, I'm going to bail.
Yeah.
I'm going to bail.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know how it started the other show. It may be better than this, and yeah, it's I understood. I honestly, I prefer to meet them, like actually meet
just
them.
meet them out in the wild.
Because one of the reasons is
Every time I do a show with you, it seems like a girl approaches you, or somehow you end up talking to a girl. Because you'll sometimes complain that you don't date a lot of women, and for you talk to the most women for the guy who doesn't date any women I've ever seen.
I'm not dating it. Like it never.
Yeah, but you talk to them. Does something go tragically wrong in those conversations?
Well, it's just there's the power of charisma when it comes to performing artists.
That's true.
That plays into it big time.
I somehow avoid it.
Well, I mean, also you're not putting out that type of energy. I am.
Yeah,
I'm out there like, please touch my dick. Like it's please. I'm like one of those like overzealous carnival guys with the ring toss game. Like, please come on, buy some tickets. Like it's unbelievable. The thing is like the power of charisma. Like I was telling like young comics, there's some young cats that like they want the rock star aspect of this industry.
Oh boy.
And it's like I mean you talk to the guys you think are rock stars and you'll see that sometimes it's sad for them and they're making way more money than I am. Or you'll ever make, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's but despite that,
you listen to oh no, go on.
Oh no, you're good.
No, I was just saying you could hear the sadness.
Oh yeah, it's
people I really admire as comics. They'll talk about their life, and I'm like,
yeah, yeah. I honestly get real nervous around normies, like people that are not comedians.
Yeah,
and it sucks because it's a dual-edged sword because you don't date female comics. You just don't do that.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking recipe for disaster. But at the same time, they're the only ones that really understand. It sucks. So
you have to find a girl who's supportive and then also enjoys time to themselves. I think that helps.
I think that's a good blend. Yeah. It's just the thing is like
a girl is able to be independent because a lot of girls like to will resist that. They don't want you to go out because they're like, why are you going out so much?
Yeah.
Are you cheating on me?
Yeah.
It's like natural. If you're a comic, it's an easy excuse. You're like, I'm going out to do whatever. Yeah. It's an excuse to go out every night. So I could see where that would devastate a relationship. But
yeah, it's I mean, another thing that's kind of disalarming is like I've chosen to pursue gig economy type of profession.
Yeah.
So it's not super lucrative.
Gay for pay.
Yeah. All of that. Just dicks, a buffet of
Just
dicks.
open-ended.
Oh yeah, just
any kind
open-ended. Absolutely, is the best way to describe.
That's the name of your business.
Open-ended.
Open-ended LLC.
Likes a lot of cocks. LLC. All right.
Pull that cruise ship.
Oh yeah, we're gonna pull up.
We're pulling out of harbor. We're leaving the port.
Last call on daiquiris. Fucking.
This is the cheesiest episode we've ever done.
Oh god, it should be.
But I love it.
Sponsored by Velveeta. I love it. No, but like
we have Jello shots.
So the problem is sometimes when you're meeting like independent women usually have their own thing going for them, and they're a little more financially secure. So they kind of want that in someone that they're seeing. And when they pull back the veil on a traveling comedian / gig economist type of lifestyle, it doesn't match with what they hoped. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. It's especially when they get older. Like those type of things matter more than like let's say looks. They're willing to compromise looks for possible financial security.
Absolutely, yeah. And women are less shallow than men like that.
When they get older. When they're younger, they're 20s.
Yeah, not when they're
I'm meeting a lot of 20-year-olds.
Definitely not when they're younger.
Oh yeah. I've made that mistake. It's like, oh, I forgot you're 25, 26. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm not 6'1". I apologize. I'll go kill myself now. Like it's unbelievable, dude. It's unbelievable how much that type of shit matters to and then like literally 5 years later, they're like, hey, where did that guy go?
Yeah, begging for. They're like, I wish I could find someone like you. They say that to you.
Yeah,
like,
I've had that said to my face. I'm like, I have a buddy that talked about. He did like a TikTok. He's like, I wish I could find someone like you, and he goes, we are someone like us. I'm like, yeah. It's no, but I mean, and then dating websites are they're not good because I'm not traditionally super handsome. Like I'm like running a mill. I'm not like ugly, but I'm not like hot. So when you're on a dating website, like a lot of people, it's more
It's just like
fixated.
a quick.
Well,
instant,
they look at your face, and it's like, what about me stands out? You know, it's like if I'm trying to audition for a movie role, I know I'm not going to even bother auditioning for a leading man because I don't. Now if they're looking for like a quirky side character, of course, that's where I fucking And I feel
funny
like
bodyguard.
yeah, and I feel like when it comes to dating, online dating is leading man, and a meeting in person is for quirky side characters. Because when you meet in person, it's like, dude, I already seen a bunch of hot people on my fucking app. Like I want to meet someone with character, and then that's where I fucking shine. Or at least mentally, I think that. And then when I do a set or do a show or do karaoke, I'm very charismatic at karaoke. I'm the fucking life of the party.
What's your song of choice?
I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys, but I do a metal version.
Oh, okay.
Where I literally like scream like, open this fucking pit up, and I'm like, tell me why. Like it's happened a couple times, and it's always usually fun. I did it one time in Savannah with Brennan and Morgan, and it was like two comics, local comics. But like it was I got the whole bar. I mean, it was 60, 70 deep. Go tell me what. Like when I did it felt like an actual concert. It was weird.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then that was the night I danced with that real hot blonde girl I was telling you about with like the crystal blue eyes and stuff like that. Yeah, and it was because of that magnetism. Now the thing is though, that magnetism, that like the power of charisma, once you step away from that area where you did your thing, your performance, where you were fun, where you were super fun to watch, then the normal laws of attraction go into play.
I have someone told me the best thing about that.
Yeah,
it's you're famous after every show, 30 and 30, and it's you're famous after every show for 30 minutes and within 30 feet of the club.
That makes so much sense.
And I was like, dude, that
100%
describes
accurate.
it perfectly.
It is.
Because there's like a magic for like that brief period after the show. And it is very charismatic. It's tons of like.
I have waited around too long.
It's magical. Yeah.
Like after a show.
And it goes back to normal.
It's so sad.
It's so sad.
It's as sad as that. I was like, because like
they look at you like, what do you live here?
And I was like looking at, and then like I remember I did a set, and like a cute girl came up and we're talking. She's introducing me to her friends, and then I didn't want to be a pester, and plus other people wanted to talk to me. So I was like, "You go do your thing. I'll go meet you again or whatever."
Yeah.
And then I was greeting people, talking to people, and then I was like, "All right, where's that girl?" And I go up to, "Hey, what's up?" And then she looked at me like, almost like she had amnesia, like, "Who are you again?" And I was like, "Oh, this hurts. Yeah, this stings a little bit, And so it's tough. Also, when it comes to dating, for me, this has happened. Comedy, or any artistic endeavor, honestly. But comedy for me was a big contributing factor in the dissolving of my 10-year relationship. Because I put a lot of time and effort into it, trying to get better and grinding and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And she just happened to be someone who was, I wouldn't say needy. I don't like to use that term. We broke it up, but we're fairly on good terms still. And but like, there was elements of like want and like wanting me around a lot more than I was.
Oh yeah.
And then unfortunately with her in that instance. That started to drive her into the arms of other people, and it is what it is. But yeah, dating. I mean, dating is weird. It makes no sense. It makes no sense sometimes. You're like, I mean, it's just like you're a psychopath. I'm a psychopath. Let's somehow make this work and not be psychopathic.
Let's see if this all makes sense.
Let's see we don't murder each other.
Yeah.
Like when I see like Investigation ID and they murder each other, I'm like. And people are like, I don't understand how this could happen. I'm like, I don't understand how this happen more often.
All of them. Have you had any? Do you have any crazy experiences? I'll give you one. I'll go quick.
Okay.
I went on a date with a girl. Not a date. She just called me to come over one night. It was late, and she said you should come over. And I did not like this girl at all. She was kind of gross and kind of off-putting. But I wasn't doing anything that night, and I didn't have a show.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'll go. And she was annoying, and I'm so mean. But I just didn't like her.
You're not selling her for you. You're selling her for me.
Yeah.
I'm about to marry this woman.
I'll introduce you. No, so anyway, she, lovely girl. So.
What's her name? Beelzebub?
Her name is. No, so she calls me to go over, and so I go to her apartment, and I show up, and I'm within like 3 to 5 minutes of being there. I'm like, I don't want to be here. Like I don't like this girl. I don't want to be here. And I was like, hey, listen, like, oh, of note, this is not how you tell a story. Her apartment had a parking garage with a gate, and she had to like click me in.
Yeah.
And I went in and parked, and the gate closed, and then I went inside, and then like I was like, I hate this girl. I want to leave. So I was like, real quick, I was just like, listen, I'm not feeling well. I want to go home. And she got pissed that I wanted to leave, and she was like, no, you should stay. Like, I'll nurse you back to health or whatever. She's like offering like ginger ale or whatever things that would, and I was just like, no, like I want to go. And it was awkward because I had like, it's literally like you step in someone's house and you're like, I'm gonna go. It was like, it was no reason I should have not come.
Yeah.
But she was getting pissed, and she was like, no, you can't go. And I was like, no, like I wanna go. I was like, can you open the gate to like, so I could leave? And she was like, no. And
holy shit.
And I was like, but no, like you can't do that. I was like, could you just open the gate? And she refused. And she was like, she just wouldn't let me leave. And I was like, and she was getting madder. She was getting more and more worked up. And you could tell this is like, she's mad because I bet like she probably wasn't very successful dating by meeting her a couple of times. She's since married and whatever. But
yeah, it's because he's got Stockholm
so happy
syndrome.
ending. But at the time, she was like losing it, and
yeah, she's fucking now she's
and she was like, you can't go, and she wouldn't. She was refusing, and I was like, at first I was like, oh come on, like but she was like getting more and more worked up, and then also getting more and more adamant, like you're not going anywhere, and I was like, holy shit, this is turning like, this is serious. And so I started like saying to her, like trying to rationalize with her, and I was like, if this situation were reversed and this were a guy doing this to a girl, I said the cops would be here and their face would be in the ground. I said, because this is insane. I said, you can't keep me here. I have to go. Like I want to go, and let me go. And she was just refusing. And then I just like went to my car, and she's following me and screaming and stuff.
What the fuck?
And then she, then I remember thinking like, I gotta like calm her down if I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah. Not that she was gonna like harm me or anything, but I was like, I want to.
You don't know what she's gonna do.
I really, who knows,
Yeah.
She had kitchen knives.
Yeah,
but we're outside.
This sounds like Misery, and you
this
were James
yeah,
Caan.
dude. It was nuts because you never like expect this out of a girl.
Yeah.
And so I was like, listen, I started feeling like I really actually don't feel good, but I like you. Let's hang out tomorrow night. I started making plans. Let's hang out tomorrow night. We'll go here. We'll blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Blah blah. I was like, I really don't feel good. And she fucking threw her keys against the wall, freaking out. But she finally calmed down enough that like my thing worked, and she calmed down enough where she opened the thing, and I'm like waving out the. I got in my car and I was like,
Holy shit!
I was like, I'll call you tomorrow, but and I just like peeled out of there.
Oh my god!
I never saw her again.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, where's the follow up?
No, I did not call her.
Jesus Christ!
Could you imagine? Can you imagine you did that to a girl? That's
We would be talking. I'd be in the
criminal.
fucking state penitentiary or something.
criminal shit.
Yeah, I'd have a fucking mugshot somewhere.
Yeah,
Be looking like a fucking idiot.
nutty.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I don't I don't have any fun stories like that. I mean, I had the one in Tampa.
Oh yeah, go.
Oh, I mean, we shacked up and there was some consequences to it. I don't really want to talk about it. Yeah.
You ever?
We had to make a terrible decision. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, you ever?
Well, okay. I'll tell you about the mall one because she's never gonna listen to this.
Okay, cool.
The other one I don't know.
Shout out mall lady.
Yeah. So during one of the mini breaks that my ex had with, I met a guest relations worker at that mall that I used to work at.
Okay.
And she was like a mom of 3 or something like that.
Nice.
And but she was like young. She had them young. So she was like only a couple years older than me. Well, it's like 8 years, but she was cute. Like at that mall security literally fucked everybody. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, you were saying that.
I've said that before. Yeah,
that was like one of our early episodes. You were mentioning that. Everyone.
And I stayed out of it because I was in a relationship and I tried to stay as much as loyal. But then this particular break, I had found out there was some infidelity type stuff, and I was just like, okay, all right. And so I was just like, I don't know who I'm going to talk to. But then I started talking to the guest relations worker. I'm like, oh, I think there's something here. Then I found that she in fact fucking was into me.
Oh, nice.
And then that turned into several weeks of just hands and mouths on genitals every imaginable place in that mall. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
At the Hot Topic, at the Pacific Sunwear, at the Sbarro,
there was the
on
AMC,
top of the bourbon chicken.
AMC dumpsters and the fucking Sears lot and the back corridors and the golf cart and the F-150 and the
I love you pick anywhere in the mall and you're like dumpster.
Well, yeah, we had I think there was a dressing room. I was one of the I don't know what it was. It was one of the vacant stores that had a dressing room.
Oh,
And
nice.
there was a dressing room. Oh, there was a
You
community.
just pull
room.
a mannequin in and pretend.
There was a community room where they did community events, and I had a key for it. That was like our favorite
nice.
spot. That was one of
That's
our
a good
favorite
one.
spots because it was the other spots had the potential to get caught. There was a lot of potential to get caught.
That's
We're-
kinda fun, though.
We're like getting fun, having fun in the fucking middle of the corridor that has 2 doors on either side.
Yeah.
So people could just walk across at any time. And it was like that was a rush. I'm not gonna lie. It was like, woo, buddy. I didn't know I was into that type of shit until that happened. But then I was like, I kind of want a little more privacy. So I started finding out I found out what certain keys work for certain rooms, and I found out there was a spare community room key because there was one in the office, and then there was a spare, but no one knew it was a spare. It was unmarked. I found out doing patrol, and I was like, hey, I got a spare community room key. So I'm going to do West Mall patrol. And the West Mall at that particular time was kind of dead at certain times of the night. And stuff.
Yeah.
And so, I was just like, I would keep my radio on a certain level where you couldn't hear it outside of the community room. And then we would just have some fun, man. And we did this for like weeks. The problem was she was seeing a dude. I think she was technically engaged to him.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Homewrecker.
Yeah. And then at that particular time, my ex, when she found out that was happening, I don't think she liked it, even though she'd already been doing stuff.
Right, yeah.
But it's one of those things like it changes somehow, and then so my ex kind of wanted to work things out, and I've been with her for years at this point, and so I was just like, yeah, I mean this is fun, but she's still with this dude. She got kids. You know, what I mean? This is
Yeah,
fun, but it's
yeah.
like I want a future. Like she already has whatever's going on. So then I told the girl, and holy shit, she started crying like a lot. Like she threw up and had to go home early.
Oh, no.
Crying. I've never had that happen. I didn't know how
Thrown
to feel.
up from crying.
Throwing up from
That's
crying
serious.
about me and not being able to have my dick anymore. Like it was unbelievable. I was like, "What is this? This is
Isn't
a
that
weird."
funny when you think of people? They're like, "You're
Yeah.
upset over me."
I know dude, to that point, to that extent. I mean, and there's a weird follow up to this story, and that is I did a show in Jacksonville Beach, and it was like a wine bar we used to do shows at, and I'm doing a set. I showed up unexpectedly, like I just popped up, and they're like, "Oh, go over, you do a set." So I get up there, and I see this kid. He's in the front row. He looks so fucking familiar, you know what I mean? And I'm just doing a set, and then I did my mall security bit, and I saw his face light up, and I was like, oh, he's probably. And I wasn't even thinking, I was like, he probably knows mall security. I mean, Regency, he's aware of it.
This kid's been to a mall.
Yeah, exactly. And then so after the show, we're doing the, hey, great job, blah, 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 whatever. And he goes, did you really work security at mall? I mean, security at mall. I don't know why I sound like a caveman. You work security mall?
Eastern European.
Yeah,
immigrant.
security at mall. I sound like the
I wear tracksuit.
the Dead Sea salt scrub people, the kiosk.
You want candles?
This makes you so sexy. He goes, did you really work mall security at Regency? I go, yeah. He goes, oh wow. Like, wait, did you know my mom? And I was like, wait, who's your mom? And he said her name, and I was like, ho. And
kid.
I didn't know what to say. I was like Thomas. I didn't mean to say his name, but I didn't say his last name. You don't know. It's fucking Thomas. But
Little Tommy.
yeah, little Tom. So the backstory with the kids was this is why the mom I think was like really heartbroken about it. Was I treated like the guy she was with didn't like the kids. They weren't his.
Oh.
Yeah, and he treated them like, yeah, they're
Still, you got to
kids.
be nice to the kids.
And he was an asshole. And I would go out of my way. Like, my security director didn't like them loitering. Like, what do you want them to do? Their mom's working. Like, there's no daycare. Like, you know what I mean? And so they would be in the food court. And I would be like, hey, guys, like, stay here. Don't cause any trouble. You don't like, Or I would go to Tilt, because we had arcade at the time. And I would secure a handful of tokens. I'd be like, go nuts. And then like,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and and that type of stuff. Or I'd be like, I knew the people that worked at Tilt, and I'd be like, hey man, if they win like 25 tickets, just let them, I'll take care of it later. That type of shit. And so they would like get like better prizes. They only had 5 tickets, or whatever. And so like that type of stuff. Because they were kids. Like I was fairly young too, so like I mean, they're not causing any harm. They're just here because their mom's there, and they And so that was another thing, was like, she's like, I want us to be together because I want them to have like a good, like, so I was thinking about possibly being a stepdad at fucking 22.
Oh, wow. Oh, you were like getting in that deep, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're...
Now, mind you, the oldest,
Papa
Thomas,
Crespo.
the oldest, I keep saying his goddamn name. The oldest.
You let out a little bit more detail each time.
Yeah.
Thomas K.
Yeah. He was,
favorite color is blue.
At that time, like 15. So there's only 7 years difference from us.
Oh.
Or something like that.
Kinky with the mom.
Yeah, because it was unbelievable. Yeah, cause,
that's weird.
So I would have been a stepdad to a person who was like 7 years younger than me.
A buddy of mine, he married out of college, he married a stripper who was 11 years older than him, I want to say. And she had a son who was like less than that, younger. He was like 8 years younger, 9 years, Like,
yeah.
He was closer to the son's age than he was to her age.
Holy shit.
I want to say. I could be wrong. Everyone great all around, especially him. I love him.
Yeah.
Shout out my buddy. But, he was like,
So
that's a choice.
And so it like shocked me. I didn't even know what to say because I wanted to be like, did your mom tell you anything? Did your mom tell you about us? Like,
yeah, I know. You gotta wonder.
It was so rough, and I'm just glad because at that particular time, I shit you not, I was also doing bits about like touching base on that situation.
Yeah.
I just didn't do it that night.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, if you were here
Could
last
you
night
imagine?
at the mic last night or whatever, yeah, you would have caught wind of, your mom would have to do a lot of explaining. Yeah.
He would have found out about the extra room.
Oh my God! It was we got back. It was fun, man. One time I called away all the security officers on a bunch of fake calls.
Yeah.
And just so I can get it done in the camera room, because it was like our security office in our camera room was like high traffic, super high traffic. There was always people in there, and I was like, no, I want to hear. You know what I mean? I don't want to go into the community room. They have to, I want to, in the comfort.
That's kind of fun, the public thing. I was in high school. I was at like Six Flags, with a girlfriend, and we were like messing around in line because it was like a Ferris wheel kind of thing, and but it went through like both light and dark areas, where you went like indoors and outdoors, like going through the thing, and all the dark parts we were like messing around, like making out and slipping hands places. It was like she was more like instigating it. And I was like, this is awesome. And she was like, once we get on the ride, I'm gonna fuck you. And I was like, wow. I was like, life is great, like 17-year-old me.
Response. Wow. Life is great. I would love if you said it to her face. When she said that.
She's like, but we got to the front of the line, and they were like, it's like a 4-seat in the Ferris wheel. So some people were going in and they would just give them their own cart.
Yeah.
And then some people would get paired up with a random stranger. So we're going, and it's like, just depends on how you fall in line with the people around you. And blah, 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 blah. It gets to us, and they put us on. And I'm like, all right, I think we're getting in. And then all of a sudden, they put like an 80-year-old woman in the thing. So it's me and my girlfriend and this like senior citizen lady sitting across us, like our knees are touching her wrinkly old knees.
Oh no.
And we're like in high school, you're like, if you're told you're gonna have sex and then you get put a senior citizen in front, it was like torture. And then we're going around like the Ferris wheel real slow.
Oh, and then you get you're at that point you're angry.
Oh, I was furious.
And then you refuse to let Dan Venti out of the parking garage.
Dude, I was so mad. Oh, what bad luck,
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I have some pretty cool Disney stories about.
Oh yeah, you worked at Disney.
Well, before I worked there, we used to have annual passes. Me and my ex, and so we used to get fun on like Haunted Mansion. The People Mover. There's this little ride. It has like dark spots.
Yeah,
and it's like we'd go on there by ourselves, and it's like, oh, hey, a little dark. It's a Small World. You had a little tickle, tickle, tickle. Haunted Mansion. I mentioned. Peter Pan ride. I mentioned.
I was gonna say you're like, it's a small world. Peter Pan, Cinderella. We're like, whoa.
Yeah, it was.
Back to the Future would be a good one. You get a back row in Back to the Future.
Oh, and
it's all bumpy.
That thing vibrated.
Star Wars
should probably
toss you around.
You ever done a movie theater? Anything in a movie theater? I've gotten it twice at a movie theater.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, like make out, but nothing like never actually had sex in a movie theater.
The movie Grandma's Boy. I can't remember it.
I love that movie.
It sucks. I don't remember it because
really, you haven't watched it since.
I might have, but I mean, every time I watch it, I just smile. I'm like,
I mean, it's like, it doesn't really age well. I like when it first came out. I loved it because it's so dumb.
Oh yeah, it's one of those. It's almost like Napoleon Dynamite level. Like it's so dumb, it's entertaining.
Yeah. You should rewatch it though. You should give it.
I should check it out. And then one of the Underworld movies. I don't remember.
Oh, I've never seen those. That's about like
my eyes are closed.
Girls in trench coats or something, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Girl
Kate Beckinsale was not a bad thing to like every once in a while take a look at while things are happening.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. She's like, hey, why does it get? I'm like, it's Kate Beckinsale, and she's wearing that onesie or whatever the fuck that. I said onesie. That what would that be? A leotard or like what would they call that? I don't know.
A unitard?
I don't know. It's made of leather. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I honestly, like I said, I don't. Other than that, I don't have really a lot of dating stories. I have some funny stories. Oh, there's one story I have in Orlando. It was after my breakup, and I was just trying to like meet some ladies, you know.
Yeah.
And I kept meeting cool girls at shows, like you know, and one of them was this girl named Maria. God damn it, I keep saying their names, their real fucking names. But like
Santana wrote that song about it.
Yeah, Maria. Yeah. And it was her and her sister, and they're both like Venezuelan or something like that. And they were both named Maria. They both had the same last name. The only thing that was different was their middle name, which I thought was strange.
Yeah.
And they're like a year or two apart, and all. It was very weird, but they're both very cute. And I was really into one, but I didn't. I was like out of touch because I've been in this long-term relationship and then like a little liaison in the middle. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I just really wasn't good at picking up on cues. So there was one time where I hung out with her one time and I was like, I like your shirt. It was like this, like she modified it to like a sleeveless thing and made it. It was like like a Motorhead shirt that she turned sexy.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, oh, I like that. It's cool. So I invited her to another show and she wore the shirt. And I'm like, oh, right on. You know, I didn't even think about it. Like that was the first clue. Like she's wearing something I already previously mentioned I liked on her.
Yeah.
Then I do my set and she's like, oh my God, you were so funny. You want to go talk or hang out back there? I'm like, well, there's the rest of the show. I want to watch the rest of my buddies. That was the second one. I watched like two sets until it dawned on me, like, oh shit, oh shit. So there was we go in the back patio and there's people there. I'm like, that's cool. And she goes, can we go where there's like less people? I'm like, I mean, we're already here. Like, so there's like three. There's a three, like
Just swatting it away.
Oh, I mean, it's like flying in my face like a fucking like Mothra, and I'm just like, and so we go to the front area where there's like no one there. We're talking, and there was like a sign. It was like a funny sign that the venue made. She's like, I want that, and I'm like, it's like zip tied to the table, and she's like, I got a knife in the car, and I'm like, all right. So she cut it off.
She's like, I am Venezuelan after.
And so she cut it. I cut it off for her, yeah, because I wanted to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
Let me handle the sharp object, lady. You know, and then she kept saying like, I gotta go to work, and I don't really want to go. I'm like, and I was just like, well, you gotta work. You gotta go. I wasn't picking up on anything. So that was like 4. I don't know, strike 5 or whatever. And so I'm like, well, I mean, I don't want to keep you late. Like, you want me to walk you to your car? And I like walk her to her car, and we're just standing there awkwardly. She keeps mentioning, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you gotta go.
I'm not tired or anything.
I mean, you gotta go. You gotta go to work. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you gotta earn a paycheck. I mean, like I'm like reasoning with her, fucking like an idiot, and she's just like dropping hints. And she goes, well, I guess I'll head out. And then I go, all right. And then I see her approaching me, like my face to her face, and I didn't want to believe that was what was happening.
Yeah.
So I turned my cheek to her, and I felt her mouth to kiss my cheek. She kissed my fucking cheek, and then I go, oh shit, hey, did you grab your sign? And then I ran to go get her sign. And I ran to go get her sign, and I'm like, you might want to start your car though. You don't want. So she's in the car now. And I hand her a sign, and I'm like, "You have a good one. Thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate you always supporting me." And she's like, "Bye." She's like, "Bye, sweetie." And I fucking high-fived her. No way. Oh, there's another story.
Oh my God.
There's like just two more, but like one of them, the awkwardness isn't me. She came to a show, and my buddy was like, hey, you sweet on her? He's like real southern. He's like, hey, you sweet on her? And I go, yeah, I kind of like her. And he goes, all right, I'll be right back. And he fucking brings out a fucking pink duffel bag full of stripper heels. He was selling them at shows. And he sold her, I bought them, but he sold her a pair of stripper heels. And then she sent me a picture of her in like a fucking form-fitting dress wearing them. And she's like, thank you so much for the shoes. I'm like, no problem. And then flash forward, I opened for Brian Posehn. He came through Orlando.
Oh, nice.
And it was the reason why I even mentioned that, I didn't mean to name drop or anything, but it was like, I didn't know he's like 6'8" or something.
Yeah, he's
huge.
Yeah,
but he has like back problems, and so he had like medical grade marijuana from California, right? So we're doing a show, and I didn't know this, but he was smoking in the green room, and I was hosting, so every time I walked in the green room and in and out of the green room, I was getting hotboxed.
Oh yeah.
So I invite her to the show, and she shows up wearing the fucking sexiest thing, unbelievable body on this girl. And she's wearing like fuck me pumps and stuff.
Yeah.
People thought I bought an escort, bro. Like she was so banging. It was like, and what happened over the course of the evening?
It'd be funny if you bought an escort, but you paid her
just to watch me at the show.
Also to watch the show, like you paid extra money. You're like, you have to watch the show though. Let me know how you think. What'd you think of this?
Crespo's killer with all these hot bitches. It's like,
this tag is new. What'd you think
I've
of that?
never made a profit off of it.
She's like, I'm gonna have to charge you extra. I really didn't enjoy that.
So she comes to the show, and I'm getting hot box to the point where by the end of the night, I'm like, whoa, I feel kind of funny, you know. And so she goes, hey, great job, sweetie. Like, I'm gonna be over at this other place, and I knew I was high later. Because I looked at my text messages, and when she said, I'm going to be at this venue, like Tangeray is his name, I go, all right, mama, I'll be there in a minute. I'm chilling, girl, like, or something. It was like way smoother. At least I thought it was. And yeah, it was unbelievable. So like, hang out with him, and then he finds out that there's a girl waiting for me. He goes, the fuck you doing tired of me? You know, like, he said, get out of here. We were talking about like pro wrestling and shit, like for an hour. And so I go to there, and then I remember Stranger Things had just aired, like, and I remember the stage had like Christmas lights above the stage, and I was so high I was freaking out. I was like, "Give me Gorgon!" Like, because of the whole Christmas like thing.
Yeah.
And then so we're dancing and stuff, and the band was cool, and then I remember walking her to her car, and another one of those awkward things, where this time she actually like kissed me on the mouth, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't register. Because I was so high at this point. And I was like, all right, you have a good night. I'm going to get me a burrito. Like, and I fucking just walked away after I walked her to her car. And then, like, that was like the last time that we, like, hung out like that, you know. Then the crazy thing is I saw her maybe about 6-7 months later.
Yeah.
She's with a dude who looked kind of like me. The characteristics, the build and all that stuff. I'm like, interesting. And it was at the Improv, and he was there. And she was, like, real flirty. She was real flirty and stuff. To the point my friends were like, who was that? And I go, I was just with my friend. Like, you sure? Just friend? And I was like, yeah, why? And it's like, all right. And then they're like, that's kind of weird because, like, she's with a dude right now. And I was like, you know, it is what it is. But I'm the opposite of smooth. You know, if I'm peanut butter, I'm fucking, it's just peanuts in a
chunky
bottle. Yeah, that's it. It's, fucking terrible. Yeah.
Man, that's great.
I'm a Michael Cera character, except much larger.
just dry. God, that's so funny.
Fucking worse.
It's hard to learn to read girls' signals, but they are very blatant once you do know them.
Yeah.
You know? Fixing the hair.
Yeah.
Is always clear cut. Easy one to identify.
Really?
Yeah, if a girl keeps see a girl like going like this, fixing her hair a lot, like that, that's a good thing.
Is it, or just a nervous tick?
No,
that's happened a bunch lately.
That's a good thing.
Oh fuck! I'm just high fiving these girls.
They're like,
I'll see you later.
They're making sure they're put together so they look good. It's like I don't know. There's a bunch of those like little. There's like little. Because I'm really bad. I'm really bad at this too.
Yeah.
But I'm also like I'm always interested in stuff like that.
Yeah.
Psychology and body language and all that stuff.
I'm terrible at this.
You should look it up because there's like little. They'll so if you're facing if you're in a group they'll usually face their body towards who they're preferring. So like they'll like kind of like line up. You know, face. It's like things like that. It's like subtle like
what the fuck?
Subtle psychology stuff. I don't know.
I see. My mind's so weird. Like if I see a girl do that in front of me, I'm like, oh, she's got dandruff. You know?
You're like, oh, you have dandruff? You should try some. Just jump
and
right in
she's
it.
like, it dries right up. It's like, it's fucking.
I had a girlfriend in college. Well, when I first got to college, my friends and I, like the first weekend, we partied the first weekend like so much, you know, just the whole way through, and like Sunday evening of like the first weekend around like 8 p.m. Me and a couple of my friends were sitting in my dorm room, and we were just like completely out of it. And two girls showed up to my dorm and said, "Hey, we wanted to see if Dan, you want to come back to our dorm room with us?" And I don't know what that could mean anything.
Yeah.
But I never found out because I waved them away. Because I just said, no, get out of here. Like, I don't want.
Oh my God.
So that was a terrible one. Haunts me for life. And then
you in that moment you became me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get out of here with your vaginas.
My friends' faces were dropped. Like they were like, "What did you just do?" You know. They let me know, and I was just like, "Yeah, whatever." Like I was totally like. I was just so far gone, you know?
Oh, my God.
And I was just like, whatever, you know? Whatever. And then,
that's fantastic.
And then another time, I was always like, I had a girlfriend in college, and I was working. I was like a dishwasher. And I would always like go out of my way to like do stuff for her. I'm always good to women that I date. And I would always like try to go out of my way for her. And this one night I was working, and I was just had like a hard night, and I was like, I don't want to like go home, because we were like basically living together.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to go home and like hang out. I'm just gonna go out with my friends. And then like half hour before I finished my shift, she was like something like, I can't wait to see you. And I was like, eh. And and I just ignored it, and then like my shift was ending, and I said, she was like, I was like, I'm going to Drew's, my friend Drew.
Yeah.
I was like, they were like hanging out and playing Xbox, you know?
Yeah.
And she texted me back like, it would be in your best interest to come home, something like that, like a mafia member. It'd be in your fucking best interest. Maybe you show up. No, she was just like, you know, it would be something like that. Something like that. And I was like, to myself, I'm like, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to do something like for myself for once. And like, I'm not going home. I'm just going to my friends. Cause like, I don't feel like going home. I'm just going there. So I went and we played like Fight Night, you know, whatever, just dumb stuff. And then I come back home later, you know, a couple hours later, and she's there, and she's like in bed reading or whatever. And hanging up was like some of the sexiest lingerie I've ever seen. But like, so she got like this full like lingerie.
Oh my God.
Get up out.
Yeah.
That she was gonna surprise me with.
Yeah.
It just happened to be the night that I was like, I'm gonna stand up for myself.
Oh shit!
And I didn't see it, and I never did.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's good.
I had like an experience like that way younger.
Yeah,
you remember like AOL,
third grade?
Just oh man, fuck. There's a whole bunch of shit. in seventh grade, I asked 27 girls out for a dance, and they all said no.
What?
Yeah.
Did they know?
2 of them said "fuck no" to my face.
Wow. What? How old were you?
Seventh grade. Yeah.
God,
Middle
that's
school
like-
was rough, bro.
That's like formative years too.
Oh yeah, it fucked me up, dude. It was.
Did you go to a big school?
It was a big element.
So
big
27 students a drop in the bucket? Because that's like a sixth of my whole graduating class.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, that was
I
just a
didn't go
drop
to-
in a bucket. Yeah, it was a drop in a
Oh, okay.
bucket. But one of my earliest memories of me like really fucking up, like I guess like comparatively, but like it was ALL chat rooms.
Yeah.
And I think this particular chat room, like you were able to like load up a picture of yourself or something.
Oh.
Or something. It was something weird. I forgot what it was. And there was this girl. It was in town, and you know, I mean, in those days, who knows? It could have been a girl, but like, I'm assuming a girl. And she was like, "Oh wow, like is that really your photo?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And then we were talking, and then she was like saying like she went to this school, and she was saying very specific things that maybe a kid would probably really know, or an adult who really fucking does his research.
Yeah, just Googled like
Yeah. Oh, but then I remember
McDonald's near
they were
Wolf's
like
Eye.
I'm me, and I'm like I'm me too, and they're like I'm me. I'm like I'm me too. We're both individuals, and it went back and forth like a fucking Abbott and Costello or some shit. Who's on first, who's on second.
They wrote "I'm me."
They messaged me I'm me,
Yeah,
and I go I'm me too, I'm me. I'm me too. I shit you not for like 4 minutes of back and forth. Like I'm an individual. You're an individual. I'm like yelling like all caps and stuff. And then they're like, you heard that clunk, clunk, you know, when they like leave the chat room. And they're like,
oh, I missed that. The door sound.
Yeah.
The door open and the door
yeah,
closed. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then
That's what kids nowadays need. They need the sound of a door opening and closing. That would probably.
I mean, it is. The kids nowadays have the sound of a door opening and closing. They're all coming out of the closet.
Oh, boy. We have to censor that.
Yep. I fucked it up again.
No.
No
one's gotten this far. We're so far in. We're like, we're almost an hour in. We could sneak that one by.
Yeah.
Anyone who's listening is rewarded with a great joke.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, I haven't had the best luck dating lately. It's been interesting. I've been meeting some really cool ladies.
I know, yeah.
But
There was a nice looking lady the other night at the.
Oh yeah, she's cool.
Yeah,
but she wants to be a comic, so like that already ends that for me.
Yeah,
you know that
you're really funny, and my friends tell me I'm funny.
Yes, and
You're
it's
like,
like, well,
oh,
there
boy.
goes that. All right.
Oh boy.
I mean, but I've been meeting some really cool ladies, like at shows, and like the problem is a lot of them like live far away. Like there's like a vibe connection, but they live far away. So I got a couple ladies that live in different cities.
Yeah.
You know, different circumstances. I've talked like the cool thing is that they're real open. You know, and they all have like something. Like I met one in the city and like. Cool, but she's got a boyfriend, you know, and then there's one that's in another city, and like, I think the really biggest thing is the distance with her, and then another boyfriend situation or marriage, I think married or whatever. It's fucking
this little inconvenient marriage thing.
No, but it's a bummer. It's like it's hopeful, but it's like a bummer at the same time because you like. You meet somebody, you're like, all right, there's a physical attraction, and there's already a connection, and the conversation's going good, and you know, like, and then you communicate over. A week passes, and then 2 weeks pass, and like 3 weeks, and you're still like communicating, and like they send you little things throughout the day, like they'll send you like pictures, photos throughout the day, like, hey, look at this puppy I saw, and it's like. Oh, okay. Like I don't know what it means. It's probably just platonic, but it just feels good. It feels good to get that.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh, I forgot the boyfriend or whatever the fuck, you know.
Some girls will use guys for like just like an emotional crutch. You know, it happens a lot with like work relationships. Where
what do they call it? Emotional cheating and something.
emotion, yeah, I think, yeah, but it's sort of just like, it's like women using guys, and then guys like, you know, they'll like do, you know, they're like there for them,
Yeah.
like you know, they usually like a stuffed animal or something.
Yeah, it's a weird. It's kind of weird though, because I'm at the point in my life. I think I've kind of been like this for a long time, but like I like intimacy
Yeah.
over like eroticism or like lust.
Yeah.
So part of that plays into what I like too. But the thing is, like, eventually I'm gonna want the other part of intimacy.
But yeah, if
And
they're not,
I know I'm not gonna get.
if they're not available, then it's just like it's like just like teasing, you know.
Yeah.
If they're available and they're pursuing you like that, that's different, because like people in general, both sides, guys and girls,
Yeah.
if they like someone, they'll make time to hang out with them.
Yeah.
I have friends one specific friend, and he knows who he is. He could never understand that. Like, he'll be like, I'm trying to see this girl and she canceled our plans, and like, or I asked this girl to go out to blah 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 and she said she couldn't, or like, it's always canceling.
Yeah.
Like, they'll cancel. And all of us will tell them over and over, like, if someone's like interested in you, like, they will make time to hang out with you and see you, or, you know.
Yeah.
So if someone cancels and then you keep pursuing them, like, you could do that to like a short extent, but like, it's like you got to take a hint too.
Yeah.
But it's also like in your own favor to like move on quickly. Like, if someone's like not making time for you, you'd be like, well, then you don't make time for them either, and you keep it moving.
Yeah, I learned that was a hard lesson I learned recently. It was someone I was like, it was like when I first started like hanging out with him and stuff. It was like always making time for, you know, make time for them, you know. And then lately it's just me like, hey, are you available Friday? You want to hang out? And it's like, oh, okay, gotcha. It's not because I thought there was something there, you know, some closeness there or something, but nope. You know, and as it is, I mean, also, it could be very well. There's things going on in their life, but like my thing is like, everyone has stuff going on in their life. So if you don't make some form of concerted effort, then that just tells me everything I need to know at that point.
Yeah. It's true, and it's like, it's and you gotta do. I'm gonna work for like all relationships, friendship, dating.
Yeah.
You know, all of that.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
Well, COVID, it's weird though. You said that though. COVID kind of fucked things up a little bit though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like, it still is. There's some people I know that are still reluctant to hang out.
Oh, I bet,
because of like the variants and all this stuff, and
the remixes.
So like, I used to be like, well, they don't want to hang out. They're not good friends. And I'm like, well, I didn't want to hang out. Is it a health thing? Or like, I don't know. So like, now I'm like,
it is a great excuse.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like someone, you're like, I'm nervous about COVID.
Yeah.
You're like, I saw you licking on the dance floor the other night.
Yeah, but it was vaccinated.
That dance floor. That bar had a mantra. You ever see that when you go into a bar and it's like, we believe, and it lists the stuff they believe?
Yeah, or some of them have like a weird creed, or like, where they like, we don't want psychopaths and racists and homophobes. There's a bar in Orlando called Will's Pub, and it has that. It's funny. I mean, it's cool, but it's like at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I just don't like virtue signaling.
It seems like more like a marketing ploy, you know?
Oh, okay.
I take it as marketing, you know?
Well, it's just, I think it feels virtual signally for maybe not them so much, but like other depending on the clientele, like the whole, like when I did shows in like Atlanta recently, it was just like, I get it, the masks and the vaccination cards and stuff. But it's just all of it feels performative at this point. Like, see, we're so safe.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, if you were so safe, you wouldn't be doing this fucking show right now. You'd be home. You'd be home cooking your own dinner. You know. And that was another thing I had an issue was like, people that are like, you should stay home. I'm like, well, then don't order from DoorDash, fuckface, because I'm over delivering reels. If you were really all about safety, you'd be growing your own vegetables, and you would have chickens in your backyard.
Are you not a farmer?
Yeah, it's fucking
like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking. I don't know. All right, that was weird. Weird rant about had nothing to do with dating unless you're really into farm animals.
Do you deliver? You must deliver to a lot of like couples, people hanging out watching
Oh,
movies.
buddy,
And like pajamas.
I've seen.
You get a lot of girls in pajamas answering the door.
Okay, the first part of lockdown was unbelievable. I saw a lot of nudity.
Yeah,
and then I saw quite a bit of like sex. Like one time I was like, I had to pull into a movie theater parking lot, and at the time movie theaters are closed, so those parking lots are great. It's just like nothing but an empty lot. So I pulled into one, and I'm talking to at the time DoorDash helpline, and I happen to look up, and I see I had my lights off, but you know my it was a weird time between like day, night, and night, you know. So I had my headlights off. This car pulls in front of me, and I'm talking to the helpline, and I guess they were just such a hurry. They pull in front of me. Like, why would you pull in front of the only fucking car here? You fucking weirdos. And I guess they didn't assume my windows are tinted. They couldn't see me. I don't know. And I look, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm waiting for a DoorDash helpline, and they're just getting to it. And I'm waiting. And then, like, I think they finished and left. And I was like, the fucking helpline was so long that this couple started a family. This is unbelievable. Yeah.
Like DoorDash.
Yeah. Door smash.
Hey-yo.
Honk,
honk. The cruise ship.
And we arrived back
port.
in port.
Yeah.
That's been our cruise.
That's been our cruise.
Yeah.
Hope you join us again on the high seas of Foolosophy.
If you smoke with any pet iguanas, customs is good.
We take that very seriously.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
that's so dating is foolish, but sometimes
dating is foolish. Sometimes it's foolish, and sometimes it's a nightmare.
Yeah, but it's not cool to be nightmares.
No,
it's cool to be foolish.
It sure is. All right. See you later. We'll see you soon. Which is later.